The ladder of engagement. Moving customers up the ladder of engagement creates brand loyalty and unleashes brand zealots who can help improve an organization's processes, products, and services whilst delivering free market research and generating rampant creativity from an army of loyal customers. This can also create sustainable competitive advantage as customers become more engaged and more loyal to the brand in which they're involved. The lower half of the ladder encourages customers to engage via product ratings, reviews, and discussions. The upper half of the ladder is the higher level user-generated content, which encourages customers to become co-creators of content, products, services, and even systems. This is sometimes referred to as crowdsourcing. The highest level of crowdsourcing is collaborative co-creation, where customers actually help to co-create the products which they subsequently go on to consume themselves. We call this collaborative co-creation. Now, not everyone will rise to the top of the ladder. In fact, Nielsen suggests that only 1% of website visitors will co-create, 90% will lurk, 9% will occasionally collaborate, and just 1% will consistently collaborate. So they call this the 90 to 9 to 1 rule. But remember that 1% are extremely important to the future of your business, hence the importance of identifying engaged customers. While moving customers and other stakeholders up the ladder of engagement strengthens brand loyalty and boosts sales, it does require careful planning, systems, and resources. Using the ladder of engagement is a long-term strategic decision. Now, let's look at each step. Consider ratings and reviews. Companies like Amazon will try to engage customers by asking for a product rating, which takes just a few seconds. They then invite you to write a product review, which takes a few minutes. There appears to be a direct correlation showing that more reviews increases sales, assuming they're positive. So some companies like Review.com specialize in tracking down customers and getting reviews from them. Next step of the ladder is discussions. The Great Sportsmanship program delivers true 2-minute stories about sportsmanship to a growing audience. So whether on the blog, Facebook, or Twitter, the community is engaging in discussions. In fact, the program's Facebook page has engagement levels of 30% plus, and this compares favorably to some large sports organizations who have only 3 to 4%. Some of this community send in sportsmanship stories that they've spotted. These are accredited and posted onto Facebook, and some will eventually appear in the next edition of the book, fully accredited to those that sent in the story. This is now higher level collaborative co-creation. Looking at idea generation, consider Dell's Idea Storm, which does what it says on the tin. It generates ideas on how to improve Dell's business by using systemized suggestion boxes. The next level of collaborative co-creation is user-generated advertisements. Unilever's Pepperami used crowdsourcing for one of its ads recently. It was generated by ideas sent in as scripts or storyboards. The final ad was selected from over 1,200 entries and cost about 1/3 of what Unilever would expect to pay a traditional advertising agency. Collaborative co-creation can even be used to create brand names. For example, Boeing created a buzz around the launch of the new 787, the Dreamliner, by inviting input for a brand name from potential customers and passengers online. Indeed, it was the community that named the aircraft the Dreamliner, with some 500,000 votes cast online from over 160 countries. And at the top of the ladder is user-generated products and services. In the career sector, there's a highly engaging user-generated content company called Pods for Jobs, whose product is 100% user-generated by teenagers who interview parents and friends about their jobs and careers. My personal favorite of all of these is a company called Threadless.com, whose loyal community of graphic designers, artists, and generally creative people send in designs for new t-shirts. The community then votes for the best one. They then produce it and sell it back to the community. Now, the retail trade has spotted these highly unusual and high quality t-shirts and now has started ordering significant quantities of these limited edition high quality products. Threadless has over 1.5 million followers and a turnover of over $20 million. But remember, all of these user-generated content systems draw from the basics of professional marketing processes and the passionate attention to detail required if user-generated systems are to work successfully. Since creating the ladder of engagement, I've discovered that it creates a form of marketing utopia, with customers designing, developing, suggesting, improving, refining, and even buying their own products.